Yeah, who can tell me I'm wrong for how I'm getting this paper? Life is hell when you make it mail and ain't nobody gon' save us. So I can really give a damn if you think that I'm wrong or right. I'm hustle all day, I'm hustle all night.
That's what we're gonna do on Tan TV, y'all. We're gonna hustle all day and hustle all night. We're gonna get it right, y'all. It's Tuesday, November 8th. Election night. I sure hope you guys went out and voted. I sure hope you went out and voted. We looking right now, that governor race. Abby got the little lead there. I think 53% to 46%. But I sure hope everybody went out and vote, man. And there's some close races in Georgia, but I think Warnock is ahead of Herschel. But anyway, y'all, we're gonna talk about it. I know my fellas is back there. The crew is back there ready to chime in. We're gonna have a special guest. My co-host be traveling all over Oklahoma and finding these special guests. Man, they always been great guests on the show. So coming in. So let's start out, y'all. Matter of fact, all my guests is from the Midwest right now, representing the Two Dog Sports Talk Show out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. My main man, y'all know him, Mr. Jeremiah Watts.
What up, what up, what up?
Okay, what's up, Jeremiah, man? You had a good weekend?
Yep, I had a real good weekend. I had a great weekend, you know. Had a new grandbaby born on Friday, so I'm good.
Oh, well, congratulations. How many grandbabies you got now?
I got 8.
Good God Almighty! That's hey, you can do the remake of what's that? Eight's Enough and the Brady Bunch. You can.
I got 8 and still got 2 more children ain't had none. So I might end up with about 15 after we all said and done.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you one thing though, that they some lucky grandchildren have a grandpa. What they call you, Papa?
They call me Pop.
Pop. They have a
That's
pop like you, man. So
Yep.
I know you're gonna take care of the kids.
Spoil them rotten. Spoil them rotten.
Jeremiah, I love the kids. All right, y'all, sitting back in the Midwest in Oklahoma, and I hear both of them representing Langston University, L's up as they say, all the way from Oklahoma. Show some love from our co-host, Mr. Philip Townsend, and his nephew. Nephew in the house, y'all. What's up?
I'm waiting on that.
What'd he say? What's up, nephew, man? He just nephew out there? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Hey, look, you know, Jeremiah, that's a great nickname. Now, I wonder, did they start calling you that after Pop, after I start popping all over your head with these answers?
Hey, look here. Hey,
no, that's not why. That's why, you know, I had to think of a good name. I wanted to be called Big Daddy, but my daughter told me, you know, you ain't my child ain't calling you Big Daddy, so I had to come up with something else. So
yeah, that's for a whole different time.
Okay. Well, we want to welcome nephew in the house, man, and Phil. Let me bring in other co-hosts. You know,
is
the
nephew always right like Phil?
I'll let him answer that. I mean, you know,
I'm not always right, but I only speak when I'm right.
Oh, Lord, that's even worse than Phil.
Quiet. Half of y'all gonna be quiet over there tonight. Hey, let's bring in our West Coast, man, our nationally touring comedian, our main man. You know, you might see him on the Quake House on XM. Show him some love, or not see him, but hear him. Show him some love. I can say our national touring comedian, Mr. Mark Howard. What's up, Mark?
What up, Mark?
You know, if Phil only spoke when he was right, he wouldn't talk at all.
Don't we know?
Over in that household would be so silent. They'd be like the deacons at
He's
church.
silent.
Silent.
Yeah.
Calling all the worshipers up. Silent.
And you know what? The only reason and the only way that would ever work is because I'd be the only person alive. That's the only way you wouldn't get a chance to hear the truth, the spoken word.
Okay, well,
sure.
I always leave it up to you, Phil, because you normally the one that brings in the guests. And if Coach Banks is watching, we'll give a shout out to Coach Banks, who did an excellent job with us last Tuesday while we was in. So Philip, introduce nephew. Right, and tell us a little bit about nephew, and then we're gonna kick this bad fella off.
Yeah. Look, I won't say a lot. He's my nephew.
Okay, can we get a name and let him say something then? Because your ventriloquism is Coach Banks had it going on, but you you a little weak. You a little rusty, Phil. Tell us about yourself, nephew. Tell our Tan TV audience.
It's actually micro, like the fish is mackerel, but it's micro. But I go by Mike. When I'm at home, it's little Mike since I'm a junior, so I have to pay my respect to my elders. Langston, Oklahoma, born and bred, and served 20 years in the Air Force, aircraft maintenance, and I'm doing the same thing right now, but on the civilian side.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you for your service, brother. Appreciate it, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You chose that Air Force. Smart move there, too.
Right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the only way to
go. So, Philip.
Yes, sir.
Let's kick it off a little bit, man. Anything you want to say real quick about the election day? Did everybody vote? Did everybody vote on the panel? I'm putting you out there.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't vote. I early voted. That's a little more special because that's what I do, baby. That's what I do.
Okay. You probably voted after me, but go ahead. So anything you want to say, Phil? Anything happening?
No, man. Hey, look, I just hope that people got out and did what they needed to do. There are so many suppressive measures out there, but I think this is going to end up being. I don't think it's going to be that red wave that they're looking for. We'll see. I think it's going to be, of course, a cast of the usual suspects on that side that get in, but. I'm looking for it to be a decent night for the Democrats.
Okay, looking good, pretty good in San Antonio. What do you say, Mark? Anything on the election day coming? Go.
Nah, man. People gonna do what they're gonna do, and I can't even get myself caught up into it no more. So, I'm hoping people at least vote their conscience, and those who've been deterred, they find a way to get through it. So those people trying to deter will know they can't keep the people down.
Jeremiah, what do you say? Got anything to say?
Nah, man. Just hope people went out and voted.
Okay. Well, I just say, hey, the elections are going pretty well in San Antonio. For the Democrats, it look like they're showing up. And if you guys remember in our 10 TV audience, we had the coffee break, and the coffee break interviewed Judge Boyd, Judge Huff, Judge Sakai, and it looks like, man, all three of them are looking very good, very, very, very good. So if we can get Beto across, we'll be 4 for 4. So anyway, y'all, I hope you went out and voted, and and then we'll see. Now just for the results. All right, fellas, let's move. Let's talk a little football, man. Let's talk a little football. Pretty soon, in a couple weeks, we got a quarterback coming, a black quarterback coming out, Mr. Watson. So I'm gonna start with nephew down there. Nephew, do you think Deshaun gonna have an impact when he come back week 12?
Week 11, man. Yeah. Get the weeks right. Week 11.
To me,
all right, I know it's 2 weeks. My bad then. Yeah, 2 weeks. Okay. I thought it was
He'll
12.
have an impact if he's handing off the ball. If he's throwing it, I don't think so. Not yet.
Didn't he
If I'm
have
gonna say
11
in
games?
the
Oh,
preseason,
excuse me,
it's probably
nephew.
be a repeat of the preseason. Looking kind of shaky.
Say it again, nephew. I'm sorry. I was talking over you. Go ahead, nephew. Say it again.
I'm predicting just like the preseason, how he was looking shaky. It's probably gonna be like that for a while. So it's probably gonna be a time to hand that ball off for a while. Maybe let the defense carry it.
Well then, okay. So, but they were losing anyway, so I guess you would. I mean, ain't no keeping
There's only
percent.
one way to go up from there, but
All right.
not too much for us. Yeah, they're not looking good right now.
What do you say, Phil?
Well, look, it'll take him a little bit to get going because, like he just mentioned, he was a little shaky, but he hadn't played in a while. I expected that, but that run game is so solid with Chubb, leading rushing like he was and all, and I look for Cleveland really to win. I look for them to win. Why? Because I've looked at the schedule. And I think that Cleveland can do decent with Deshaun. And it may not be all of his impact because a lot of that's going to be with the running game and the defensive play. But I don't think that. Given that he's going to be an upgrade over Brissett, I think they'll do just fine.
Okay. What do you say, Mark?
8-game suspension, right? And so he didn't play
I
that
thought it was
game, so he's
11.
back.
I thought
Is
he
it
had
11?
11 games.
Okay.
Statman Jeremiah.
Is it
Huh?
11?
Yeah,
Okay.
he had 11 games. He had 11 games.
11 games.
So what
Okay.
week he
So
coming
3
back
more
at?
weeks.
What week?
He would be
That's why I'm
available to
looking at now. He
play.
should be available next
He'd
week.
be,
Week after
and they got to
next.
buy. They got to buy this week, and they got to buy this week. So the next game isn't until the third. No, I'm sorry. They play
What
this week.
week
I'm
is the
sorry.
Texans? They play the Texans.
They don't play the Texans till December 4th, but he's back before
So it's
then.
8, 9, 10,
Uh,
11 would be the Buccaneers. 11 would be the Buccaneers. Well, it's 11 games, so 11 games is the Buccaneers. So the game he'd be back is for the 12th game. So
Thank you.
it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
See, nephew. Hey,
8,
see,
9,
nephew. I
10,
just get it
11,
like that,
12.
but it always, I just look this way. I just look this way. But go ahead, Mark. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so yeah, the first game would be the Texans. At the Texans, I mean, I'd be real with you. I mean, I know there's a 17-game season, but let Jacoby Brissett finish the season, man, for real. I mean, I know that's not gonna happen. They ought to just let Jacoby Brissett finish the season.
Why?
What's the sense of coming back now? Because you look with an injury, with an injury like that. If somebody was injured and they got hurt before the season, they didn't come back to week 11, and the quarterback is already set with the team. He's not coming back that year. Same thing. That's what happened with Dak Prescott. When Dak Prescott looked good, he was that, and Tony Romo was gone that long. It was like there's no need in changing quarterbacks. Now probably would go with Deshaun Watson simply because Cleveland probably ain't gonna be worth a doggone. They're gonna be in a playoff hunt by then. So you may go with Deshaun Watson, but do you go with him in Texas? Man, and look, I'd love for him to go in there, Texas, game 1 in Houston, and beat the brakes and throw for 350 yards so the fans will boo the owner out of Texas. I love it, but I don't think that's a realistic thing.
Okay. Well, I sure hope you do something like that. What do you say, Jeremiah? I'm gonna move on.
All right, I apologize, Vance. You were right, man. You were right. I apologize, man.
What?
I know how to admit when I was wrong. I ain't got no problem with apologizing.
Appreciate the love, big dog.
He come back December 4th, but it all depends on where they're at. It all depends on where they're ranking right now. They're 3-5. They got a tough slate to go. They got a stretch that's not real.
Every game tough. They're not that good. Everybody they face is tough.
They got a stretch that as not real easy. That they're gonna have to go through. Including the Buffalo Bills, which we know that it all depends on how they play. They still unsure about Allen. They got the Dolphins, Bills, Buccaneers, and then the Texans. So they got a 3-game stretch that's pretty. It's going to be pretty rugged. So they might end up after the 3-game stretch 3-8. So if it was me and I'm 3-8, I don't have a chance to make the playoffs. I might as well go ahead and just let Brissett finish it out and start Deshaun Watson fresh next year.
What? Oh man, I wish we can go straight to
I mean
free-for-all,
that's exactly what it should be. But go ahead.
we should go straight to the free for all. But anyway, thank you, Jeremiah, for that. Let me take a quick station break, man, because that just shook me. And y'all give a shout out.
You do that and regroup. You do that and regroup.
Give a shout out to Bella Black. She in the house, y'all.
Hey, Bella.
She listening to that what Jeremiah and Mark just put down. But anyway, y'all, if you just tuned in, you tuned in to TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach. You're in the room. Sports Talk, y'all. It's live. Election night. Sure hope you voted. Okay, y'all. We're gonna jump right to our first segment of the night. Our first favorite segment of the night is a segment that we call Just a Doggone Minute, and it's hosted by no other than Mr. Jeremiah Watts, the host of the Two Dog Sports Show out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Jeremiah, what you talking about tonight, brother?
All right, what's going on, everybody? I'll be just a doggone, man. It's two folds tonight. The first thing I want to talk about is that y'all folks are saying y'all not voting because your vote does not matter. I can understand that if this was the presidential election and things of that nature. I sort of can get it. Still don't understand it, but I can get it. But this election here is your city and state election that each vote determines the winner. Is how many votes they get. So if you voting for governor and the governor that you don't want to win gets 800 votes and the governor that you want to win get 801, guess who wins? The governor that you want to win. So it's vote per vote. It's not no electoral college. It's not none of that. So your vote matters. And I'm sick and tired of people saying, well, my vote don't matter, so why should I vote this and that? That is the attitude of a lot of people. So say if they win by 3,000 votes, and 3,000 people have the same kind of attitude that some of these people have that my vote don't count, that this is a Republican state, and so ain't no Democrat gonna get elected, or this is a Democratic state, ain't no Republican gonna get elected. You fool yourself because it's vote per vote. So you must vote so your people can win. You never know. If everybody came out and voted, you never know the change that you can make. Too many people has died. Too many people had dogs sicked on them. Too many people were sprayed with fire hoses. Too many people was lynched. Too many people was mistreated for us to sit back and say, our vote does not matter. Just us going to the polls and voting, it matters. Whether we win or whether we lose, just us being able to go to the polls and vote, it matters. And I applaud all the NBA teams, the NFL teams, these sports arenas for opening their arenas to be polling place, voting places, so you cannot have the excuse to say there was nowhere to vote. Find yourself to vote. Even if you go to your precinct and they tell you this is not where you're supposed to be. Well, this is where I always voted for. I didn't get nothing in the mail. They say, well, yes, you did. No, I didn't. Let them tell you where you need to go and take your behind over there and vote where you need to vote. So I'm hoping people learn, and I hope people got out and voted. We don't know. But hey, every vote counts, especially in your city and state elections. I'll be doggone if I'm not out, because I know it's somebody that might be listening that didn't take their behind to vote.
Woo-wee! Want to thank you for that, Jeremiah. Just a doggone minute, because if they didn't vote, it is just a doggone minute, man. So appreciate that, man. As always, you deliver on your segment, just a doggone minute. All right, y'all. And you got Bella. She agreeing with you, man. So and she voted early. I'm glad you did, Bella. I hope a lot of us did. All right. So Mark, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. I mean, I know you probably didn't get it on the thread, man, but uh, I want to talk about our top five. You guys got your top five pretty much together.
Top five what?
I didn't get that message.
I didn't get that mess. Top five what?
Top five women when I was single? I
Okay,
mean, what?
now you got it. See, I like that.
NCAA top five, NFL top five, NBA top five. You
Top
know,
five. Top
Grasshoppers,
you
five.
know,
grasshoppers. Oh, grasshoppers.
Top
top
five.
five restaurants. What
No,
you
we
know?
talking. Well,
Top,
no, we
top,
talking
top
about that
five
later.
ridiculous hats that Vance wears. Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna put that on hold then because we do want y'all's top five and we will get it before
Well,
we
okay, what
crash
Top
top
five
out.
and
five we
what?
talking about?
NFL, just
Okay,
like
we
we
can do
did.
we
Okay.
can
All
go
right.
with that, man. Hey, we good like that. We can talk off the top of the dome.
Are you speaking for the West Coast over there? Because he looked a little
Yeah. Yeah.
away from me.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
like Peter.
I'm just perturbed because you know why anyway, because what you ain't doing, but that's all right. Uh, I'll go with the five here order. Still got Buffalo Bills in the top five. Dallas Cowboys top five. Got to go with the Eagles undefeated being top five. That's three teams there, right? I got Kansas City, and right now who's coming up? Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, by the time you came over.
Baltimore,
Man,
huh? Yeah, that's a good. Yeah. I can
I'll
see that.
second this top five.
Nephew,
yep.
what?
Oh,
There
absolutely.
you go.
Okay. So we had, but can we get an order, Mark? Evident. Now, I
Um,
guess the Eagles be number one. Is that how would you got it?
about by record alone, I leave them 8-0. Number one, I
Okay.
will say Buffalo number two, my Cowboys number three, Kansas City number four, and Baltimore number five.
Nephew, you silent over there. I forgot. That's right. You
You know
silent
what?
over there, nephew.
I do say
What happened
Eagles,
to that
but
concurrent, huh? Hmm?
I say Eagles one, Bills two. I say Kansas City three, Buffalo four, followed by
Oh,
Baltimore.
no. You called the Bills too. And then you just said Buffalo.
Bills. I don't have any paper on me.
I know.
That's how we got it though. We got you. We're gonna bring it back. Wind it back. We wind
There
it
it is.
back. There it is. Now what you got?
Hey, we're gonna
So
go with
he got the Cowboys fifth.
no.
You don't even got the Cowboys in there, Mark.
I'm gonna have Baltimore five, the Cowboys
I
four.
thought.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he said he agreed with my top five,
Well, I was
Vance.
just saying, but he didn't say the Cowboys. Now I got it. Cowboys 4, Baltimore 5, Kansas City 3,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buffalo 2,
Yes.
Eagles 1.
Yes, sir.
All right, what you got, co-host?
Well,
Chew your food.
I hate it when I go before Jeremiah because when he copies me, people think that he's stupid. I want them to know that he has sense. So if you could let Jeremiah go before me, that way it can look like I'm copying him.
I see you got a mood ring on, so I see you're in a very good mood. So I go ahead and go. Ain't no shame in my game. I got the Eagles 1. I got the Chiefs 2. I got Dallas 3. I got the Ravens 4 and the Bills 5.
I know, Bella. They funny. Okay.
And the Bills are still up in the air. That's why I put them at 5 because we don't know what's going on with Josh Allen's
with Josh
elbow.
Allen.
So I got him at 5.
And the Cowboys 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil. You're up.
Well, I'll tell you what. I can see why Jeremiah put the Cowboys at 3 if he would have given, the explanation, that given a lack of concentration on the Bills' part, given that Josh's elbow may keep him out a game or more, but I'm still not ready to put Dallas in 3. So I'm going to go with Eagles 1, Chiefs 2, Bills 3, Cowboys 4, and I'm staying with the Ravens at 5. If that may sound familiar,
Raiders.
it's because if you listen,
Ravens.
Ravens.
yeah,
Okay.
Ravens. If you listen to this show that I'm on called In the Room Sports Talk with Vance Bradford for the last 3 weeks, I've had those teams in the same order. It's not because I'm a genius, and it's not because of that reason that I'm the only one that hasn't changed my order. It's because I know what the hell I'm doing. You see? Now, I would tell you, once it gets toward the playoff times, then don't worry about it. We'll all get a reset, and I'll reposition because some of these teams can't go this way. But it is what I do, and that's what I do, baby.
Nephew, how hard is it to keep from pouring that water on him so he can be quiet?
I can't. I just pour it on, because when he's hot, I can't pour it on to cool him off.
Look, he knows I'm like a grease fire. Pouring that water on me ain't gonna do no good, Jeremiah. Don't you know that?
Lord have mercy, y'all. Let me take it for that. Let me take a station break, y'all. If you just tuned in, you tuned into TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach. Surely hope you didn't hear our duo back up in there, nephew. Lord have mercy, y'all. We're having a great show tonight, though. And we're going to jump right into our second favorite segment that we have on Sports Talk. And it's a segment that we just simply call Mark's Rants. Mark, what you ranting about tonight, my brother?
I got to talk about the same old guy, and people probably think I'm picking on him, but Kyrie Irving. So I'm gonna say this: I don't think Kyrie Irving is a sellout to black folks. I don't think Kyrie Irving is necessarily a bad person. I don't. I don't believe so. I think that he's quite lost in the fact that he's become very, very successful. He wants to express, and he doesn't understand. He done forgot why people listen to him. He think people listen to him because he got something to say and they care about it. They listen to him because he's a very talented basketball player and has a lot of flash and flair in his game, and people like that. So people will hang on. So I'm sorry, it's superficial. It's not a good thing, but that's the reason why. As far as what Kyrie did, I'm gonna say it here. I'm not worried about the anti-Semitic views. I'm not here to say that I'm for it. I'm not. I'm not anti-Semitic. But I get where a lot of times it gets blown out of proportion if it's not the way some people think it should be. We can argue it one way or the other, but I understand the views of the Hebrew Israelite that he put out that he was showing in that film and book. I find the Hebrew Israelites to be kind of questionable to follow them. They don't like anybody. But I see so many people want to defend what's going on. Now, Brooklyn Nets are wrong as far as they're gone over the top as far as their demands and what they want to do. But every last bit of what's going on, Kyrie Irving brought it to himself. He brought it to himself. Kyrie, you make a whole lot of money. Brooklyn Nets are the ones paying you. When the man is paying you and signing your check, it's like the old joke that Chris Rock said. Shaquille O'Neal is rich. The guy that signed that check that he get for $130 million, he's wealthy. He's also the boss. And when they're calling you and trying to reach out to you to communicate with you, then you need to answer your boss's call. And since you didn't, they want to let you know, okay, well, we're gonna make these stipulations. I think the Brooklyn Nets don't want him to play. I think they don't want him no more. They figure he probably will not capitulate to those standards, and they can keep suspending him and not pay him. So that's the thing. But for everybody who is complaining and fighting for Kyrie about this particular subject, realize for me, it ain't about this particular subject. That's why I said I'm not tripping about the promoting of the film and book. It's just been a lot from him all the time. It's something. Reasons you can't play basketball. You so distraught about January 6th. January 6th is not to be trifled with, but that old dramatic stuff, please. You don't want to get vaccinated. People will get them. Oh, you mad because you don't want to get vaccinated. You want to get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. But you're going to miss games. And you can't tell me that whether you think what you're saying was true or not, that if you put this out as far as that book and movie, that it wasn't going to spark some backlash. You really think you got it like that? You can do all of that and it wasn't going to be a problem? And you weren't prepared to explain yourself to try to get through this? And now they taking your money from you? All of a sudden you really want to apologize? Yeah, I'm for my people, man, but I got to call them out when they're messing up. And really what I'm saying is going to start to happen. I'm not surprised. I don't know. But what may happen, I won't be surprised, is this may be an end for these owners to start not guaranteeing these contracts, these NBA contracts. And the way a lot of these NBA players act and sell out, get their contract, and then don't fulfill their contract, don't even make the effort to do it. I'm almost for non-guaranteed contracts for basketball. Get a 5-year, guarantee 2 of them, and you got to year to year on the third. Maybe you can renegotiate. But it's way too many problems with Kyrie Irving. And, they're going to protect their brand. So you're getting paid by them. There's some things you just going to have to capitulate to. That's all I got, man. It's just ridiculous.
Well, Mark, man, hey, that's a tough little subject to talk about, man. But
That's for me.
It ain't tough.
well, talk to me.
It ain't tough. Because Mark is talking about stuff on the court. The other stuff is but Mark is talking about stuff on the court. He ain't producing on the court. He keep messing things up, and I agree with Mark.
Okay.
I believe they're gonna stop these. This next negotiation is gonna be a dog fight.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't pay him. I sure wouldn't. So, but anyway, no, I wouldn't. Let me take a quick station break, y'all, and come back, and we're gonna come back because I want to get our segments in, and we're gonna jump into our third favorite segment, and we're gonna see what's gonna come out of that segment of the house out there in Oklahoma, y'all. But you tune in to TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with the global reach, y'all. It's election night. Ooh, I see some close races, man. I saw that Warnock and Herschel Walker race. Lord have mercy, it's tight. Please don't let Herschel get in there. Don't let Herschel.
I'm going to refrain from what I'm thinking I want to say happened, but that's okay.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll get it in. Maybe somehow we can get it in. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to our third favorite segment of the night. And it's a segment, it's a new one that we added, and it's a segment that we call Phil Knows It All. Phil and nephew, what y'all know about?
Hey, look.
Well, before you go, let's say goodbye to Mark. Mark got to go teach the youngsters, man.
Yeah, Mark, go ahead and run away and don't get this knowledge, brother.
But share that knowledge with the kids.
I watched the later show.
Share that knowledge with the kids, Mark. Thanks a lot, baby.
Yes. All right, man.
All right, Dougie. Phil.
Yes, sir.
It's your nephew. Y'all on.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to continue on and talk about Kyrie Irving. And but I'm going to take a different approach. First of all, let me say this. I have not watched any of the stuff really dealing with Kyrie Irving because I wanted to get my view out on this. So I did see what the owner of the Nets, one of the statements that he put out. And I want to read just a little part of it, where part of the reason for the thing with Kyrie is that he supported a movie based on a book full of anti-Semitic disinformation. And the owner said it was wrong to promote based on race, ethnicity, or religion. I can agree with that. But I'm yet to hear Kyrie say what it was about the movie that he supported. Was it the fact that the first Jewish people were black? Is that what his support was? Or was his support for the people who did this film, so to speak, and their beliefs, which are totally everything as disdainful and distasteful as anyone would say they are, which gets into the corresponding way to look at it as them being a hate group. If you could classify that group of black people going, because that is what they're saying in essence, because they're going with the rhetoric that's being stated as being hateful and painful to a group of people. Now, my thing is this. I can agree with all of that. But again, I haven't heard yet what Kyrie's process was that he liked about the movie, the reason he supported it. Because if you're going to take people for parts of something, then I'm not feeling that. Because if the thing is that the part of the movie that he liked was, like I said, that it talked about, Hebrews and being black people, then of course, why would you have a problem with that? But if it's the other things, then yeah, I got a problem. But my real problem and I find it incredible that the amount of celebrities, the amount of NBA owners and other owners in the league having a problem with this. And all I can look and say is that, where were you at? Where are your demonstrative acts in print or in action when we set up as a nation and supported giving reparations to the Japanese for their internment? We supported making sure that there were reparations to a Jewish community for the Holocaust. But for some reason, we can't find out and figure out how to get reparations to black people. I don't hear any of these people raising to the holy heavens about that. I don't see any of these people, if they are Republican voters, it's just the mere fact that you casted a vote for the GOP. It means you casted a vote for continued racism against black and brown people in America. It means that you casted a vote for women not to have a fundamental right to make decisions on their reproduction. It means that you are all in favor of voter intimidation, voter suppression. It also means that you are for hate. And I can tell you why you're for hate. You know why you're for hate? Because the Republican Party is the very party who will vote unanimously against any hate bill that comes up in the Senate. And you know why? Because it would be an indictment against white America. See, you can have a hate group as long as it's Muslim. You can have a hate group as long as these black people that deem themselves all the Israeli type stuff that you want to be. But you cannot have America be seen as a white hate nation. No matter how much They march and show you exactly who and what they are in full. We cannot come to grips with passing a hate bill. It's only one reason, folks. It's because it looks like this and not like this. So I'm going to end with that, but just to say that emasculating and eviscerating Kyrie Irving isn't going to solve anything by forcing him to make an apology for something that he's not necessarily going to agree with. But if you want to do those things to him, go ahead. But you are the same people, you are the same entity that sets up and will overwhelmingly use a vehicle that is the GOP to put all of these actions in place against black and brown people, the very same things that you want to condemn Kyrie Irving for. I'm out of here.
Once again, boy, you delivered. What do you say, Jeremiah?
Hey, I ain't really got too much to say. I think I do think it's a double standard. I think some of the things that they have in Kyrie do, I think is outlandish. Um, I agree. Kyrie has never said what he really agreed with or any of that nature. My thing, I have a problem with you trying to tell him how this man should apologize. The man said he don't support it. He said he don't support anti-Semitism. He said all this, but because he didn't say I apologize and I denounce, you want to make him. He want to make him jump through all these hoops. Um, I think that is wrong. I don't think it's right. The NBAPA is going to back them and sue them and sue the suspension and everything. But me personally, if I was Kyrie, I got my money. I got all my money. You got to pay me. We'll fight this out in court. I ain't got to be on the court no more. I can go home, sit down, and I got enough money that if I put it in the bank, the interest alone is going to take care of me for the rest of my life. But all the hoops that the Nets having him jump through and everything else, I think it's just ridiculous. And to me, it's basically, I'm like Stephen A. It's basically saying, hey, I'm gonna tell you what to do, black man, and you're gonna do what I tell you, and that's what it is. Because to have him go through counseling and meet with the Jews and all this other stuff, to me, that's crazy. That's crazy. He has a right to think whatever he wants, whether we agree with it or whether we don't agree with it. But the man said that he's not anti-Semitism. He don't support it. He don't support all that. He don't back all that. But because he didn't come out and say, I apologize and I denounce it, we have an issue. So now you're trying to tell me how I have to apologize. Now you're trying to tell me what I have to do. To me, that is wrong, and the New Jersey Nets ownership and everybody else is totally wrong.
Speak on it.
Well, y'all, that's the kind of stuff you guys get on Tuesday nights in the room on TAN TV, the African American Network, and it's sports talk. So sports led us right back into real life. And Phil, once again, man, you nailed it, Jeremiah. You nailed it just a doggone minute. Mark's rant. Mark sparked it with his Mark's rants. So, and that's why, y'all, we are in the position, in the situation we are now, that we need to vote. We needed to vote. So, I mean, Phil, I know Phil didn't even touch the Voter Rights Act. So, so I know you have that, man. Hey, all that's on the line, man. Our democracy, Phil, you so intelligently gave us that, So, but anyway, y'all.
I'm supposed to get off her, Vance, but to be true, I'm still trying to figure out, and I always ask this question: why, when they renewed it, the Voting Rights Act for Black people, why they only did it for 99 years and just didn't do it? Period. What are we saying? We gonna die off sometime soon? Are y'all supposed to kill it? Why not just give us voting rights, period, and be done with it?
That's
as much as when you look at excuse me, Jeremiah, when you look at the founding fathers, so to speak, when they came up with the Constitution, there was language in there about free, not having slavery there, but of course they knew that never would pass muster. Same way when you get into this, you get into it to where what 2/3 of the states would have to uh, approve this happening, and if you open that up to that, you'll end up with us being back to where we were before it came, because you cannot look at America and get 2/3 of people to want to have black people, black and brown, red, whatever color people vote here in America. It just will not happen. So anything that, if it didn't have a timestamp on it, it wouldn't be here.
But what I'm saying is this right here is a constitution. It is for the government, the federal government. They're the one that vote. So if these knuckleheads can't vote and say and I understand what you're saying, Phil, they'll never do it because that's too much like right. But
no, but see, that's why you have things that have sunset clauses, because and in five, look, we had where my automatic weapons, right? We had those banned, but they had, because they had what the sunset rule clause in there. You only had that 10 years, and there was an expiration, and it's about continue. That's the only way they could get that passed, was to have that in there. You see, and it's because you have an entity in government that in no way is going to allow these type of measures to happen in full and stay that way.
So, but hey, it's America. Look.
So you take what you can get. You take what you can get, and because you just hit it on the head, it's America. That's why.
Yeah,
and,
it's America, and the thing is about us as sports talk, we didn't even get to touch on the Jeff Saturday situation being
Oh
here.
no,
but I got to get off here because that's a whole new conversation.
That show is.
and so I'll let y'all.
Yeah, bring it up and run, Jeremiah.
Hey, we'll talk about it in our thread.
We'll bring it back up, y'all. Hey, y'all.
We didn't get much sports talk done tonight.
Well, we got enough though. We got it in. It just sometimes it leads us to real life, man. That's what we do here on TAN TV, man. We keep it real. We talk sports. We talk real life, y'all. So it's one of those nights, y'all. Until we see y'all next Tuesday, I want everybody peace, be safe. Nephew, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming on, man. And once again, you contribute. Hey,
been a
man.
blast soaking up game.